sharing the whole time, or
We are here if you want, man. This is the first streaming.
oh yay, are we live? Live?
So we are here. This is the first live stream. If somebody has it already on, mute something. You're in the echo.
We have a little bit of echo.
Yes, somebody has opened something.
Let me mute and
It's me. Hello.
it's you.
Okay. Yeah. I mute myself.
Oh, very good.
Let's try it again, dude.
Because I don't have anything open. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I don't have anything open. So
Sonia, you wanna few?
I don't think I have anything open.
Let me see.
Eric, you can speak now. I'm gonna mute myself. You speak.
Oh.
Okay, testing. Oh, I think it's me some way or another.
It's you, Eric.
Yeah, hold on, let me mute.
Yeah, no worries, man. I could, yeah, you mute. Yeah, let me try.
Yeah, it's me. Let me see if I can find my
headphones. Okay, no worries.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So we're saying first time. So first live stream that we do here with the wonderful Sonia. I always forgot your surname, Sonia. My bad. Sorry?
Kinsey.
Because I always say that it's Kingsley, but no, that's the guy that did the sex book. So not that one.
No, his last name was also Kinsey.
Okay, you see the same guy. Good.
It really, when that movie came out, my grandfather, who is now dead, a couple years ago, died at the age of 98. As a very conservative British man, he was quite embarrassed by that.
But you're not related to those Kinsey.
No,
okay, just pure coincidence. Okay. Yeah, because every time I think of your surname, you said, "Wow, that's a Liam Neeson movie," you know, and that's a real book. That was a real thing back in the 30s.
It's in terms of academic research, and like when I went and did my field work for First Nations Englishes, and I was doing my background reading for like prepping for like my ethical framework, that was one of the books I mentioned where it's like, don't do it like that.
This is one not to do.
I think
there's some questions about his ethics.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear you perfect?
Yeah.
There's no more echo, no? Or yes?
No echo.
No, good. Okay, fantastic. No, but the guy was really a pioneer in his time, you know. Nobody was doing stuff like that.
But you know, since then, ethical frameworks for research have evolved.
Yeah, I suppose because what did he mention names, something like that? He didn't put like mixes or
because he was involved in it. Like
he was in the things in the acts.
Yeah, like he didn't just do he did the research.
Oh, so he was like actually damn. Okay, respect. Okay, good. Okay.
There was some other stuff too about like how he recruited or how he got people to do stuff. Bit questionable. You're not.
Okay. We pressure people, or
subjects like that, and approach people like that. If you do any kind of work around humans, there's like really strict ethical stipulations as to how you approach people and frame questions so that, you aren't taking advantage of people. And in the 1970s, that was not set out.
Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. No, I didn't know that he was like famous. I think he was only famous because of the other stuff, that, hey, he published Sexuality in America in the 40s, something like that, in the 50s.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's not the question, like he groundbreaking research, but it was how groundbreaking research was questioned.
Okay, how he gathered the data and all that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like anytime you're asking people for things, you have to be at and take these kind of things into consideration.
So there you go, Eric. Don't go asking those kind of questions without some. Yeah.
I just understand the word and the word.
Okay, because I think there's some issues here. Yeah, because you see, I see that right. Let me try something. Blue, 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 blue. Echo. No, it's just Okay, let me try something else. Okay, 1 second. 2. Hello. Eric, you speak now? Speak. Okay, then Sonny, it's you. Because now you're the one in mute. Yeah. Look.
Yes.
I put you normal. Hello. Okay, but I mute you now. Hello. Yeah. Okay, and let's do it with Eric. I'm gonna do the same. Eric is now normal. I still the echo, but I mute him. Do. Hello. The echo is still there. Blame it on the Canadian.
Do you want me to get headphones?
If you have, please.
Yeah.
Because I don't know exactly where it's coming the echo, but on your side, sadly. Now you hear me better, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay, because before with the echo was a lot crazy. We were talking about Kinsey. Okay, let's try now. Yeah, Sonia, speak.
Hello. Does it work better?
Hello.
Yeah. Done.
There we go.
Yeah, mystery solved. So we're talking about Kinsey, that she has the same name. You know the guy, no? The guy that did the sexual research in the 40s, in the 50s. There was a huge movie with Liam Neeson. You know this guy? Okay, it's called the Kinsey Report.
Yeah.
And it was like an account on right. You explain, Sonia. It's your your family. I was gonna say, but not really.
No, they're not related. It's not related at all. He did like an exploration into American sex lives and published this report that was quite transgressive for its time. But my grandfather was really embarrassed when that film came out because he thought people were going to associate us. It's like, it's fine. He was a very private, quiet man who did not even like to talk about why we were putting out the bulls into the field with the cows every spring. So,
holy shit! Okay,
he wasn't going to be too happy about that.
Yeah. No, hey, if you are you can understand it. You know what I'm saying? But
yes, well, he was a very conservative man.
Yeah, well, everybody that time, especially if you are over a certain age, that's what they say. Statistics say, you tend to lean into being more conservative, no? You use your humanist, but then you become conservative.
I don't know if he got more conservative so much as he just never moved with the times. I mean, my other grandparents are not like that at all. It's just in his case, they were both very, we're British, we're real British people, and we're special and blah blah blah. And he was a royalist his whole life, and I mean, it's just he was very set in his ways.
Yeah. No, it's surprising. It surprised me, for example, that I heard an interview with Michael Caine, and he said that he was pro Brexit. You know, it's like, what the fuck, dude? You're supposed to be one of the communists, blah blah blah. You lived the '60s. You were so proud of being, hippie, and now you what the fuck? You're old.
Michael Caine, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Very vocal about it. Huh?
Wow.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That's surprising.
Becoming
But
old.
presumably Michael Caine has enough money to like deal with Brexit. He's not like one of the working poor.
Yeah,
So-
that's the thing, because that's the thing, and the problem is with all folks is that it's not gonna affect you. You're gonna really see the consequences. When the consequences are really shown, you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, good luck to them. So Eric, what's up, man? I don't even see you. Just see your headphones.
Just working. Oh, because
What is that? Explain. Talk to us.
nothing. It's something I wanted to do some time ago. And I decided that right now would be a good time to do it.
Okay.
What was it? It's just fan art of this- of this guy, this this wrestler. His name is Dan Housen. He's like
But who is
super
this guy?
popular. His name is Dan Housen, and he's super popular and like it's just he's just a weirdo.
Okay.
And in the storyline now, he's trying to become friends with this guy named Hook. Um, so everyone started calling it Hook Housen. Dan Housen calls everything at Housen everything. So like if you praise the sandwich, it's a sandwich Housen. You know what I mean? So they were calling their tag team Hook Housen. So a good way to get likes, favorites, and then you know, and like followers and stuff like that in Instagram and such. It's to draw fun out of stuff that people like.
All right.
Also, it's a great way to like, get jobs. You have no
Yeah.
idea how many times I do something and like people just just buy it.
But it still works to find out in the States? I thought like they banned it some most of the cons, right?
No.
No?
No, dude, no. Like whoever told you that lied to you. Fan art is it's um it's a difficult um it's a difficult thing to work on because there's like the artistic moral sections and there's like the legal sections. Like and to tell you the truth, you like the first problem is that fan art is everywhere. You want to start banning fan art, you start with Google because Google basically makes money out of it. So no matter how powerful you are, you really cannot go against Google. Um, that's the first problem. The second problem is that let's say that I draw Wolverine. Just say that, and I go to a convention and I do a print of Wolverine. Marvel can come over and tell me something that I can have to take it down. The problem is that everyone on their drama is gonna go against Marvel. It's gonna go like it's gonna feel like this giant corporation versus a freelance little artist.
Okay.
So it's seen in four picks. Um, what they don't like do what happens is when I do mass production. I cannot do mass production. I can sell it myself because I'm selling my art. I'm not selling it like, hey, if Wolverine buy it. I'm selling it as, hey, Eric do this. It's Wolverine. This happens to be Wolverine. So most companies don't pay attention to that. Like
Yeah.
just most companies just allow you to do it. It's a sure easy way for your company to get a lot of bad reputation for like
No, of course, that's why everybody does it, because it's easier to sell, obviously. Of course.
if you start picking on artists, that's not a good idea, dude. Because artists can destroy you fairly easy by just drawing. They can just draw a cartoon on like you being a jerk, and you're not that artist is not gonna be the only one. So
Yeah.
you
You
know,
mean like copying somebody else?
yeah,
Directly. Hey, I'm gonna copy, I
and,
don't know, Adams or whoever.
hmm
And I'll tell
so
that. Yeah.
so as long as you are not like you're actually doing something, you're not like using a like there was this case that this guy was using a filter. He would get like original art and then he will use a filter 5 times, which is within the law for like what's the name of it for derivative art. But you're still using you're not really doing something. You're pressing a button 5 times. Actually, not even you do an action. It's just pressing it once. Um, so a lot of people like the audience were like really against it and they started like bitching about it and all that. So that much is that much it's like even if you're within your rights to do something that falls into place, like it's but it's legal, the audience may get angry at it.
You know, like it, yeah.
Uh,
No, because
yeah.
I'm telling you, for example, it's something we are talking about with Samuel the other day that this was one the first con he came when he came to Dublin here.
Hmm.
In Spain is every con you go is I would say 95% fan art.
Yeah.
There's barely it's horrible. There's
It,
barely nobody doing anything original or your own characters or nothing. It's just everything is just
Hmm.
whatever
the
is on
problem
the
is that
movies those days. I'm gonna do a piece of I don't know Moon Knight now or whatever. It's on
you
Disney
are
or
correct.
whatever.
Yeah.
You're
So
correct there, but here's the problem. You have no idea how many times I go to a convention with my own stuff, and if I sell $10 worth of anything, it's a lot. Like I have gone to conventions selling all my stuff, and I have gone out selling nothing. Like as simple as that. No matter how good you are, no matter if
Yeah.
like people like it depends also on the convention. If you go, for example, to Heroes Con, it's a different monster. Like Heroes Con is very open um like original stuff. But if you go to like a New York Comic Con or if you go to like anything like that, like any of the fan expos or like or MegaCon or whatever, it's you're gonna need it because it costs like if you go to C2E2, it's going to cost you like $700 just to go in.
yeah,
But that's
exactly.
not something like that's not
Yeah,
counting hotel food, travel
yeah,
expenses, and all that stuff.
yeah.
So going
Yeah.
in and just like $50, it's not this, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
a way, a way to like mm, offset that, like for example, what I do a lot is that I do a mix. I do like the fan art and I have my own font. And they do sell. Like there's some people that can actually sell like a friend Nate, he can sell like he only sells his own stuff, but he also sells also like every now and then, not all the time, fan art. It's just that you need to make at least $200, $500. More or less how much you have to do to break even. Um, and if you go like this is across the board. This is not just indie guys like me. Like basically everyone I know like does it. Like from Lee Week to last time I saw Neil Adams before he passed, he was doing that. He was selling his own stuff and like stuff he had done before for DC, but he was selling like fun art. It's technically fun art. It's someone
Yeah,
else owns it. So on
yeah,
this
but
case, it's
yeah.
yeah.
No,
On this
no,
case,
It's
it's just, for me it's a shame. It's a little bit shameful, but it is what it is. The market is the market. You're not gonna change
you
everybody's
have
mind,
to
of course.
you have to survive in one way or another. So this is wrestling fan art. These are people who exist and that I know. And I'm not gonna sell. I don't sell like any of the wrestling fan art mainly because I know the people, or if I know the people, I know of the people, they exist and stuff like that. I'm not going to like go against them. I'm not gonna sell anything for them. This is literally me just
Yeah,
drawing.
it's just,
I
no,
just
of course. Another thing is, as you say, another thing is, hey, I just want to have fun and I want to do this.
yeah, yeah.
That's another
So you
totally
have
different
it
ballgame.
the other day. I have one here um for Max being Taylor. They literally I just do something for their partner, the testing partner, and she just bought it. Like he was like, I want it.
Right.
Huh?
That's yours, no.
I don't understand you. What?
The character is yours, no.
Maxine Taylor? No, Maxine Taylor is a person. It's a person. That's
Okay.
the persona. And they like, I know them and like we chat and everything and
But
like I
this
love
is the wrestling stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is basically I'm making like basically a comic for a box comic in box cover. And usually what they do is that they buy it from me and then they sell it as merch.
Exactly. They sell it themselves because, as you say,
Yeah,
it's my
well,
character. This is me.
yes, it works really well with indie people, like indie wrestlers. So basically the Venn diagram between wrestling fans and comic fans is really it's like halfway there. Like not all comic fans like wrestling and not all wrestling fans like comics. But to tell you the truth, they should because it's basically the same. It's the
Yeah.
same
No,
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just find out that recently that there's a lot of people who are into comics that come from wrestling or the opposite. That
And the same
like
thing
wrestling.
the same thing happens with theater and with film. Film, theater, comics, music, and wrestling. They're all in the same vein. It's
Yeah.
just that they have very little synergy. They
Yeah.
should have better synergy, but they
Yeah.
don't.
No, at the end of the day, it's just art. It's scenic art, It's just body and performance art. That's what I'm looking for. Performance art at the end of the day,
It's basically
right?
it's basically stage fighting. It's basically improv stage fighting. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The only thing that is real there is gravity. That's kind of hard. You
No, but they
know?
hit each other like for reals. I know. I've seen some, and it's not like, oh no, this is not real. No, they really fucking hit each other and they slam on each other
The chops
and
are real. And if you want to like stiff them, like if you want to do a hit that is stiff means that it's for real, you can do it. You just know how to hit it, and they know how to take it. So it's
that's
just
the
like
thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Training for
when
that.
I as much, yeah. Like I was
Yeah.
playing with my godson, and I was like, hey, let me teach you how to fall, and like I took him down, and like it just freaked him out, and he lost like the power of his and I was like, breathe, be careful, just breathe, be calm. And then
Yeah.
he was like, I didn't feel it. I was like, yeah, you just freaked out.
Yeah,
So
used to it.
falling
Yeah.
down, after the damage of falling down is you freaking out. If you're used to it,
Yeah.
it's nothing.
Yeah. No, it's like that in karate when you move into like free sparring, and the first time you get hit, you're like,
Yeah.
and then you get used to it, and you learn that there's other ways to respond. And
Yeah.
You have to be like Johnny says, you have to be unflinched. I don't know if you watch Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I never died. Don't be pussy. Don't be a pussy. That's pretty good, man. No, that surprised me how well they put it off, dude. That show surprised me how well they put it off and how successful it was. Because I remember they started back in YouTube, one of those YouTube where one of those stars streaming.
It started with YouTube Red when YouTube wanted to be Netflix.
Exactly, yeah, Red, yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
And some people watching say, okay, this is good. And then I remember that's the one the buzz started. That's when I heard, oh, they're doing this in YouTube. Say, really, YouTube? Okay. So okay, let me watch it. And then that's when I think it was Sesame season 2. That's when Netflix bought it. And of course, then is when we became huge because now everybody was seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
So no, they pulled it off beautiful, dude. And it's true that it's nostalgia for sure. Number one. That's probably number one, but it's well done. It's just stories and the teenagers and next generation. Now it's the kids that want to have the issues, and now they're the dads and they're now the ones to be responsible. But it's the past coming back to them, so they sometimes they behave like kids. So it's a whole mirror behavior all the time, you know. So yeah, it's
It
interesting,
reminds, it reminds me
interesting.
so much of like old Japanese movies, like and Chinese movies about dojos and like schools and monks and whatever. It's yeah, that's it.
And it's a kind of like continuation, but without being too cheesy and
Hmm.
without just redoing everything. And now, oh, well, now we have to, be woke, and now all the everything is they have to be the woman now, or the gay character, blah blah. It's just like, hey, it's natural. There are women involved. There, it's the LGBTQ involved, but it's not like Front Street. Like, this is the whole thing of the
The,
show.
the
It's
word
just,
you're
hey,
looking for is they don't
characters,
find it.
and yeah. So I think
Yeah, the
that
word that they don't pander to you, man.
the what?
They don't pander to you. That's why it's good. Like whenever something starts pandering to you, any show or anything like that, you can tell
Hmm.
pandering. Like pandering is
Yeah.
like it's one of those things
Yeah.
that it's really hard to define, but when you see it, you know it. And there's so many shows that pander to you, like and like don't get me started with some of them. Um, or some creators that do it constantly. It's
Yeah,
like go ahead.
but I think it's a trend. It's like a fashion. You're supposed
Thing
to.
is,
It's like
when Hollywood finds a way to make money, they will drive it into the ground. Like, and pandering has always been popular.
Yeah, of
Like,
course. Of course.
it just ebbs and flows. And sometimes it gets really high, sometimes it gets really low. But if you see a remake that is popular, one out of like 9 out of 10 times it's because it's not pandering. It's like I don't know. I'm not gonna talk bad about Venn here. Anyway,
no. Here we have
but
the policy that well, the studios doesn't responsible ourselves for the opinion of their own speakers. Everybody is an adult here, and they know
yeah,
what they say and they don't say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, But I think it's a trend. I think it's a trend, and it's true that in some aspect it's dying off, because a lot of those series that just were that was the leitmotif, they're just dying because there's nothing else there. Because that's the thing, when you force something into drama that is not there in the Bible, or in the whatever you organize the whole thing, just put it there because it looks nice, or it's going to help you get it done.
hmm
If you don't have a good base on that, that's not going to grow organically. It's going to die and fade away very fast, and people are gonna see it, because that's the thing. I remember that one of the first things they told me back in the day, theater said, "Look, people, they're not stupid, and they're not gonna eat it. So maybe you escape. You have the first day or the first week, it goes well, but then they're gonna start, seeing really the cracks on the thing. And if you have a good base, if you cannot defend what you're creating, you have a problem. And
hmm
especially
Hmm.
now, because now it's not just the critic from the newspaper that just blah blah blah, and now this blah 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 or whatever. Now it's a guy. There's like 100,000 people with blogs, with
well,
of course,
the other thing
accounts,
is
and
the other thing is that a lot of those critics, especially like TV critics and stuff like that, they all like their their passes, like their media passes. So if you have a critic that, for example, like criticizes company A, that company A is not gonna send them passes for anything. They're not gonna get exclusive treatment. So being nicer to like company A and not criticizing their latest stupid movie, I'm saying that it's great. It will get you far. That's
yeah,
that's what happened.
yeah, no, yeah, it's the whole the first weekend they make X amount of dollars, and the second week is like a drop. Because of course everybody who saw it the first week is gonna tell everybody, don't go, don't bother.
Yeah, yeah. That's why you need to have the first week. The first weekend is the most important one on the thing. You got frozen too. So yeah, Chris is completely frozen in a hilarious way. It's like this. Anyway, so yeah, how's Germany?
Germany is good. We're sort of dealing with the influx of Ukrainian refugees. There is no sunflower oil to be had, but overall it's going pretty well. The weather is actually really nice right now. Hopefully we don't get any spring floods like last year. So last year was pretty bad. Not where I was, but like up north, they had really bad flooding and like people were killed. So
okay,
yeah, it's been pretty.
Hello.
Did you have a question?
Oh no, I was gonna ask, what about the sunflower oil? Did you mention that?
Oh, well, we've been out of sunflower oil for a while now. Like, there's just none to be had on shelves, or there's like a limit because a lot of it comes from Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, flour, like you can still get the local flour, but like a lot of stuff right now. Like Germans also, they do this thing, they call it hamstering. Like in German, that's their word for it, is like when you panic buy things. So Germans did this like at the beginning of the first the lockdown with COVID. They also hamstered like crazy. And then for those of us who like are not panic buyers because we're not idiots, you know, we were just like, okay, well, I guess I have to go compete for toilet paper now, even though I don't want to. So at the moment, there's like almost no flour. There's almost no sunflower oil, but that's about it. Otherwise, it's been pretty good.
Christian says that something happened to his internet.
I see that, yes.
We will be here. Okay.
We are still here.
I heard you. So wait, do you use sunflower oil for anything? Like
what?
Do you use sunflower oil for anything? I mean, I would guess olive oil,
Yeah,
but
it's like for cooking or frying. Like here, they also use raps a lot. Like where I come from in Canada, we grow a lot of canola, so we use like rapeseed or canola is our main oil for cooking. But like you can also use peanut oil for like frying, or you can use olive oil too, but it's more expensive.
Yeah.
So a lot of people use sunflower oil as like their cooking oil.
Oh, okay.
Ukraine is a major supplier, so my school is also preparing to receive Ukrainian children for like giving them classes so they don't fall too far behind in school and stuff like that. So yeah, but I mean, it's, you know, Germany's a little bit better at it this time because they had a refugee crisis a few years ago. So now they're like, oh, we know what to do. We don't actually need to panic. And a lot of Ukrainians already have family in Germany, so it's a little bit easier to get them settled in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, it's been pretty good. The weather's been really nice for Easter over the break. I just had like the Easter school breaks, so I went to go see a friend in Konstanz, like on the border with Switzerland, and I went to visit friends in Freiburg. It was really nice. So, just doing stuff like that, doing lots of art.
Good.
Trying to get my comics up and going again. So.
What is your comic about? Is it which one was I forgot?
I have a couple. I'm doing, so weekly is the Unicorn Coat, which is, yeah, that's the one that I do weekly because it's meant as sort of like a more webtoon friendly format. So that's about the worst princess in the world who thinks she wants a unicorn and finds out that that's not such a good idea. And then I have, hmm?
The worst princess in the world. You have to tell me more about it. That sounds amazing.
You could go read it. Yeah, her name is Giselle, and she is the worst princess in the world. And she is very spoiled, and she sees a unicorn from her window, and she tells her huntsman to go get the unicorn, whatever the cost. There's deaths. You and Christian would probably like it because it's based on European fairy tales, which I'm very familiar with, but not like the sanitized ones, the much darker ones. And she ends up getting the unicorn and makes the mistake of getting on its back, and it takes off with her. And that is the story of the worst time of her life.
Okay.
And she ends up getting dumped in a witch's swamp, and she briefly spends some time as a frog. And she meets another princess, and they are currently on a quest to rescue a prince.
How fun.
Yeah, it is very fun. You should check it out. You should read it. And then
It's on Webtoons?
yeah, it's on Webtoons. I have links. It has its own site too, but it's on Webtoons. I just started it on Tapas too. Need to get some more visibility so I can eventually kickstart it. But yeah, no, it's gotten very good reviews from people. People really seem to like it. It's very readable in short pieces. So, and then I have a Norse mythology comic, which has been on pause just because life. And my Centaur comic, I'm actually doing art for it right now. It got new art yesterday, and it will have new pages in the next few days here. So, trying to get my projects back on track after moving and a year of teaching and all this stuff. So, it has not been easy.
After the moving and everything.
Yeah, like I had to move in the pandemic, which was not really fun. It was I was teaching at a school that was like really far from where I lived, so I had to like take the train like at least an hour there and then another hour back, if not 2 hours, and sometimes there were delays. So I was really tired a lot after I finished my PhD, and then the lockdown happened. And in the lockdown, I got a chapter out. That was really nice because I was at home. But I didn't want to keep commuting like that. So I looked for a new school and I found one, but it was in another city. So I had to like find it. I found a new job, and then I had to like find a place and move in the pandemic. And then settle in, and it's just a very chaotic year. So I'm trying to get all my projects back on track and keep going with them. And yeah, just, artist life.
Jason says that it's really weird.
Yeah. I mean, I feel really fortunate that, like, unlike a lot of artists, like I had a full-time day job with like benefits, like as a teacher. So I was some people. Oh, he's back. He's back.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Never happened to me. This always have internet here, so very weird.
No stress.
You guys stay, right? You're still in the.
Yeah, we were here.
Yeah. Oh, very weird.
Yeah. So just tell me why sunflower oil was important, and so yeah.
Sunflower oil. What?
We're out of sunflower oil here, thanks to the war in Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the thing is that, for example, here the bread has triple the price.
Oh, really?
Fucking
Bread
interesting.
isn't tripled here. Germany produces enough of its own wheat, but like flour is always gone from the grocery store shelves.
It's crazy. Our friend.
Yeah.
His
It's like,
conquest of
thanks.
Russia. Moron.
Pretty
No,
much.
Yeah. No, and the thing is that I remember that I had a conversation with my wife a couple of days ago. I said, no, but now they're talking about, maybe it can be become nuclear this week. I said, damn. Come on, then. Can we catch a break? Can you just, talk it out?
I really hope not. I mean, I don't know. If it is going that way, it's because he's losing. Like, he thought he'd get a quick victory, but no, Ukraine did not roll over and give up.
Oh, yeah, that pissed. So, of course, nobody's going to give up their country just willy-nilly, Doesn't matter who you are.
Well, he got to get Crimea, so he thought he would also get the rest.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a big country. I have a friend actually from there, from the Ukraine, and she and I saw it's bigger than France. So it's a big,
it's a huge country. It's huge, but it's also like the breadbasket of Europe, like one of the breadbaskets of Europe. Like that's why the Nazis rolled into it. Their own economic policies were unsustainable because they had a war economy. They needed Ukraine for the food.
Oh, okay. So it's just not wheat, because I know that wheat, they say, no, wheat is one of the best producer of wheat, blah, blah, in the world.
Yeah, wheat, but also sunflowers. Yeah, sunflowers. Okay. They produce a lot of other crops as well, including like sunflowers for oil.
Oh, fantastic. All good news lately. All good news lately. Damn. And of course, all the issues with the petrol and issues with the gas here. And thank God I don't have a car, I don't drive, but it would be crazy. And
people in Canada have been complaining, but I'm like, we've had years and years of, so I am from Alberta, we've had years and years of, if you have like an electric car or any kind of green vehicle, people who drive pickup trucks will be quite rude to you. There's a lot of being like, these are the kind of people who will put like plastic bull testicles on the back of their truck.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's a thing.
The guys with the
Those
hat.
Are the same people. Yeah. Yes, truck nuts. Exactly. I come from a land where there are many truck nuts. I like living in Germany where people don't know what truck nuts are. There are neo-Nazis here, but nobody here knows what a truck nut is. So
every place has its
that. Exactly. But yeah, like a lot of these people are like really into their pickup trucks. Like people buy them who don't even need them. And they put lift kits on them and they make them all very fancy and quite impractical for work. And now it's like, and now gas is suddenly much more expensive, isn't it? And you have a giant gas guzzling pickup truck that you don't need, really.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't move cattle, you don't raise horses, what you need a 7-ton
even though like those trucks, like we have you can have a big truck. Well, they're not 7 tons, they're like a half ton. But these ones on lift kits and stuff, like they're not good for farm work because they're up so high. Like as soon as you put the truck on a lift kit, you've lost traction. Like they're nicer to drive on the highway, but they're not as good for towing. Like they're not as good for going into the fields. Like it's a status that you have oil field money and you can afford a lift kit. Yeah, and checker plating and truck nuts. So, yeah, I'm not that sympathetic.
No, here we were lucky because now it's not that cold, and it's true that there's been a lot of work from home, still hybrid, blah blah blah. Don't need to come to the office.
Yeah.
I remember that I saw it because they want us to come like once a month, so you see what's your life mainly.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I was surprised because there was parking spaces in city center.
Yeah.
It never happened ever in my life living here. Like, so I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. This is nice. That's how it should be, Why you need to go to the office every day? It's very stupid. If you don't work like in a supermarket, stuff like that, like you need to be with the people, with the customer. Why you need to go anywhere to work?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, see, and the thing too is that in North America, the thing is that in North America, they don't have as good public transportation. Like I take the train to work every day. And in the States, they have a little bit, but in like for long distance trains, but like even Canadian cities that have like trams or like LRTs, like trams or like subways, which is like, I think it's Toronto. Only Toronto and Montreal both have subways. Calgary has a tram. It kind of sucks. Vancouver has like the Sky Train, which is also stupid. Like just build a proper tram, but whatever. That's not how people in Canada plan cities. And so you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck with driving, especially in winter. Like there's very few places that are made for bikes. People actively hate bikes. It's not like in Germany where in grade 4, I took my students for like 6 times. We went to the local, like, it's not the police station. It's like a special place they have where they do traffic training, and especially for kids. And they did like 4 times they had like training from 2 police officers. We did stuff in the classroom with like the signs. They learn like how to be on the road. They take a little practical test, and it's like, now you ride your bike everywhere. And this is like a big deal. Like it's not like that in Canada. And even if you have a bike, it's cold or it's either really cold or also like even when the weather's good, the traffic is just not set up for bikes. It's just not. And drivers also either don't know how to deal with bikes or they're like very aggressive to them.
Because I used to have one in Madrid and I have to sell it because it was just dangerous. It's like people just throw the car at you. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Whereas like in Germany, there's a lot more like in Germany, the drivers understand that like pedestrians and then bicyclists have precedence.
No, here he's fantastic. All really fantastic in that sense because you have the bicycle lane. Most of the time, it's differentiated from the car, so you cannot trample one or the other. So it's complicated to counter some of them. And when you don't have people, pay attention, keep distance. They don't throw the car at you, or they don't honk at you, or they don't, they're cool. Most of the time, like, I would say 95, 96% of the time, it's never an issue. So of course, it's fantastic. When before the pandemic, before everything that all that, I used to go to work on my bicycle every day. So it's 7
and like people
kilometers. So it's like 25 minutes bicycle. It's not that bad.
My professor used to come in like every day on his bike because he lived just like in the village that was right outside of Freiburg, where like I have a lot of friends. Like you can take the tram there, but you can also just bike. But like people in Canada just like don't know this culture. They just are accustomed to think that you should take cars everywhere. And like even in the city, a lot of places in the city are just like not set up for walkability, like for pedestrians. Even if it's just like to cross a street to get to something, you can't cross the street safely as a pedestrian. There is no place for you to do that. You must drive. There are no sidewalks. There are no safe pedestrian crossings. Like it's set up completely differently, and people just like don't understand like that there is a better way.
It's more economical for sure, but better for even for cheaper for you. You don't need to worry about oil and changing the tires and stuff like that. It's like and traffic and pollution and being annoyed because I understand it. I don't know, like kind of stuff like that. Like when it's very cold, of course you're not gonna take a bicycle because you're
Yeah.
dying. Literally.
Yeah, but like we also don't have like a tram or like like after the bus system is so like, so we had a bus system. It didn't go everywhere. Like if I were to take the bus from like visiting my grandparents in BC, it would only take me as far as like Red Deer or Edmonton. My mother would have to then come pick me up, same as if I fly. But it was a private bus system. It was the Greyhound, and they pulled out of Canada after the pandemic, and now there is no bus system, like
Nothing.
outside of cities. So apparently German Flixbus, like the German private bus, Flixbus is going in. We'll see how they do. I wish them luck in the Canadian market. But there isn't like a train system or like municipal bus systems to replace that. Like there's school buses for kids to take in, but there's not like in Germany where like most like cities have a bus. They have their own buses.
Yeah, of course,
and
they'll put them, to go anywhere.
Use it to get places for a very reasonable price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's true. I remember in Spain, it's similar to that because most of the places they have subways and trams.
Yeah.
There's something, or fast train, and it's true.
Yeah, like the ECE.
I thought Canada was better than the US, so no, it's kind of the same.
No. If anything, we're worse. We have one train that runs across the country. It's called Via Rail. It is the only passenger train, and it's kind of touted as like the slow luxury way to travel, and
so sightseeing.
Yeah, very much. And like a couple of years ago, they got stuck in Jasper for the night, which is like 4 hours drive. So 4 hours from where I live. So like an hour. It's like in the mountains, and the next stop would be Calgary. And they got like stuck in Jasper because of a train jam, and CBC wouldn't let them through. Like they kept letting the cargo trains through because we have cargo trains. We have lots of cargo trains, but like the passenger train and all its passengers were stuck. I think it was for like nearly 2 days in Jasper.
2 days.
Because Canada Rail would not clear them to go through ahead of the cargo trains.
Wow. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Go Europe.
Yeah. But this is Canada's attempt at a train system.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I have ADHD and I don't have, I don't like driving. I don't have a driver's license. I don't have a good perception of depth when cars are moving towards me. I don't judge the distance well. And I find driving very strenuous because I really have to focus. And for somebody with ADHD, that's very hard. And so for me to be in Canada would be very difficult because how would I live?
Yeah, and go to work, go places, and yeah.
Yeah, I would have to live in the city, whereas in a big city, whereas here there's just more options.
Wow. Yikes. Very good stuff, man.
You can't drive. Yeah.
Just listening to you guys just talk about, Europe.
I think it's in that sense it's fantastic, man. It's you don't have to worry about the car, or if you're gonna park or not. You just take the bus or the train or the subway or whatever they have, or here we call the LUAs, the tram, and that's it. The worst case scenario, you take a taxi. That's the worst case.
Yeah.
And they're not that expensive.
Yeah. Well, taxis are so expensive. Oh my gosh. But the thing is, for someone like me, or for somebody with a disability, or somebody who's old, like, what do you do in Canada? You have to get a ride. And for a lot of people, they may not have jobs where they make a lot of money, but they have to have enough at least for a car, because otherwise they can't get to work. And if they lose their car, they lose their job.
Yeah. No, it's not only the car, it's the insurance, the,
It's everything.
The parking, etc., etc.,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah.
Everything is very limited.
We're planning on getting something, but here we don't really need it. We normally planning like for weekend stuff like that. Hey, want to go outside or want to, a bit of sightseeing, but like to work, no.
No.
It's like, why? That's an extra expense. Just
exactly. Yeah. My students will sometimes be like, Frau Kinsey, do you like have a car? And I'm like, no. And they're like, but why not? And I'm like, because it's expensive and I don't need it. One day you will also learn this. Cars cost money all the time.
Yeah, that's true. No, and if we buy one, we're gonna buy electric, so fuck the gas. Because we're putting solar panels in the house, so that's it. I don't have to worry about, to charge you or anything. Just plug it in, boom, done. Forget about.
Do you get enough sun in Ireland for that?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a lot of people tell me, oh, but there you always rainy. Yeah, but you don't need to be. It doesn't need to be warm. You need to have light. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, you just need sunlight. Yeah.
Because the one that we're thinking, it has both. It has the light and also the heat. Captures heat. So when it's hot, hot because he was never hot. So here's the maximum is 23, 24. That's like, whoa, the end of the world. A heat wave, 25 degrees is like a joke. So, but there's a lot of light hours, especially now. For example, in when it's not winter, we have like till 6 in the morning till 8. So that's like 14 hours of light. You know? So, and some days more, some days 9 or I would say 10, but at least 9:30. So it's like 15 hours. And the thing is that if you want, because as the guy told me, if you want, because you have all the systems, you have only for hot water, only for, but I say no, we want to have for the whole house, or we don't hook up to the grid anymore ever. And if you want to buy a car that we have a battery, we can, plug, blah, blah, blah. No worries. So it's like 8 or 10 panels that you have to buy. It's like a lot, but don't worry about it.
And how long do those panels last? Like 20 years?
They give you like a guarantee of 10 years at least, but the guy told me this is at least 25 years. You don't need to worry about this.
Yeah, okay.
Like the first time you spend, and that's it. And you have the government aid, and also here what they're doing is that they're incentivizing you to have them, because you can sell power back to the grid. Yeah. So
that's here too.
Fantastic. I don't even have to spend money on electricity. The government will pay me for my electricity. Yeah. That's it. And the good thing with electric cars is that you have to worry about anything really, just like the tires. That's about it. Yeah. That's about it, because you don't have to worry about the oil or changing or nothing, no maintenance whatsoever. So
what brand of electric car are you gonna go for?
I wanted the big T, but too expensive.
The Tesla. I hear they're expensive, and they make you sign a non-disclosure agreement when you take them in for repairs.
Really? I have a friend who had it like for almost 3 years now, and he have never for anything.
Okay, I had heard this, at least in the States.
Okay. Oh yeah, probably different. Yeah.
Maybe.
So we're probably gonna buy something a little bit cheaper, like Nissan or something like that. There's a lot of Gazillion types now. But like true electric, nothing hybrid and BS. Just truly just plug. That's it. No gasoline. And the thing is that now they have. We were looking at the because The only thing is that you worry when you buy electric cars. Oh, are we gonna have a station? Are gonna have range? Blah blah blah. But you have a station in all Europe, all the way up to Russia if you want. So you can.
Yeah.
It's very convenient. So that's it there. So take it on the road. You know. Well, I think that's the way to go. You know, especially now, is with all this people have been seeing that you cannot rely on exterior shit because it's always going to be a problem when something happens. So
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right, Eric? What do you think?
What about what?
About electric cars. Not relying on people, getting off the grid. Don't give it to the man.
It happens. It happens. Like I'm Puerto Rican. Like we are born under the heel of someone, and there's no way we can escape. So being like lofty ideas of like not being under the sticking it to the man, it's pointless to us. Like we don't really care. Like we already know that there's a way out, so we go to the beach. And
Live as happily as you can. Don't worry too much.
as you can, you survive because there's nothing you can do. Like we have been going on like that since forever. Like so, I mean, we're not the colony. We think that the United States is our 77th district. So anyway,
But I still remember there's a huge culture in the States with cars, dude.
Yeah,
no,
like it's totally different in the States than from here.
It's
Yeah.
in the States. It depends on where you are. For example, California has a really good culture of cars. Not in the sense of like let's travel, is that the car culture is really good. Like over at Big Boy, Big Boy, the main restaurant with the
Yeah,
parking.
the culture, yeah, the big one, yeah.
So in
Famous
the one in North Hollywood has which is one of the main ones. Um, in the parking lot every Friday they bring cars and like Jay Leno goes there. Like every people that um make their own cars, like literally make their own cars,
like
and
tuning
they're
stuff, right? Yeah.
like yeah, and they look amazing. It's not like a steampunk kind of thing. It's like they look like Mac 5 or speed racing. So there's a huge culture of cars. In Florida, there's a huge culture of cars. In Minnesota, there's no
Yeah.
real huge culture of cars because we're like in the center of nowhere. We're like this oasis in the middle of nowhere, and we have so much snow and ice and salt and stuff like that. That cars are gonna get
Mhm.
rusty. So
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing
there
in
is
Canada too. You could only drive the classics in summer. They just rust right out.
so I have the caravan and it's great. I love it and it takes me places, but I don't really travel that much. Like you know, and everything is so far here
That's
that
the thing.
Mhm.
if you're gonna travel like to Chicago or to something else, to tell you the truth, it's better to either rent a car and just ride it.
Yeah.
Um, the other one is there's the Megabus, which is the $10 to go from here to Chicago. There's Greyhound, which is also I will go there. And
Yeah.
plane.
I took the Greyhound bus once. That was enough.
No, you're gonna take days to go anywhere. So to tell you the
Yeah.
truth,
I take forever.
even if there was you need a super fast train. Like you need a Japanese level
Yeah.
train to go
Yeah.
anywhere. Like just take a plane, dude. It's just it's gonna be 4 or 5 hours at most. And believe me, like I have driven from here to LA, like from LA to here, from here to New York, and to New York and here, like one after the other in the span of a month. And
Well,
believe me, that was grueling. Like this is literally, I'm gonna be on the road for weeks. Um, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Pick you up with a
the other
shovel.
like it would be great to have like great transportation that is not planes, but the truth is that everything is far. Like
Yeah.
the whenever you want to go somewhere, literally we count it by hours. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it's 4 hours away.
Yeah, no, it's a
Yeah.
huge country for sure. It's true that
Yeah.
you cannot compare. But for
And
example, it's true that places like Spain or France are not that big, but you still you have fantastic trains, dude. You know, like fast trains and really now it's they say that in 6 years everything is gonna be. I mean, the main arteries like north, south, east, west is gonna be completed. But
in
that's
the
for me, that's like the transportation method to go, man. That's like the thing, dude. That's a fucking spaceship, you know. You sit down and just
Yeah.
you don't even that shit doesn't even fucking move, dude. So when you're inside, nothing moves.
yeah,
You see, you know you're
I
moving because you see the windows, but that's it.
I super trains in Japan were good. I love taking the train here. I have like a snack, I have my book, I have my sketchbook, I have my coffee. There's free internet. Even like taking the train to Freiburg now is just it's an hour and a quarter through like the Black Forest, through like the really deep valleys like the Höhlental, like the literal Hell Valley. Where like if you drive that, I had to drive that when I was moving, and that is literally like a hairpin zigzag down like the side of a mountain. It was horrific. Train goes right over. You can just like chill. You have internet, watch a movie, read a book, listen to music. You can just, and if you're on like the Deutsche Bahn, like the EC trains, or the French, the TVG or whatever, they'll come by and they'll be like, "Would you like a cappuccino?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
When I learned that you could like, when I learned that I could like sit in a train and chill and like somebody would bring me a cappuccino, I was like, this is civilization. This is what I moved continents for.
This is really the 21st fucking century. Thank you.
Exactly. Yes, I will have a cappuccino brought to me with the good. Oh, I see you use the good coffee brand.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And remember that, for example, in Spain, they give you like free press if you want. So yeah, give me a paper. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah, it's good. It's all good.
It's true. That's like.
I mean, when the trains are crowded and there's delays, I mean, okay, that happens. But like sometimes the Germans will be a little bit complaining, and I'm like, you guys don't even know. I come from a land with no trains at all.
No, in Spain, for example,
We're so privileged.
They compensate. If it's like more than 15 minutes, they give you money. And if like half an hour, it's free.
In Germany, if it's more, I think it's not quite that good. But if it's like more than a certain amount of time, you can get your ticket back. Like I had a train a couple years ago where they actually found the station I was supposed to go to, and I think it was Ulm. They had to skip it and go on to the next city because they found an unexploded World War II bomb where they were doing construction at that train station. Yeah, so then they had to like bypass all the trains. So then I had to take like another route, but then like I got paid back the entire price of the ticket.
Oh, that's fantastic. This is really well run for sure. Really well run.
I mean, except when they find bombs, but that happens.
Yeah. No, what happened today one time is this was in Madrid. They were doing a new station. Oh, sorry. What they wanted to do is like interconnect like the fast train with the local train with the subway, all in the same place, in one of those main hubs. And when they were digging for, I think it was the fast train, yeah, because that was the last one, the one to connect. Because before they didn't went inside the city, just was outside. So when they started to dig for that, they found like a Roman ruin from the, I don't know, the 8th century.
Yeah.
The 8th century or some shit. Oh, we cannot touch this. We need archaeologists now because blah, 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 blah. So that delayed like for 6 months, the whole thing. But now what they did was pretty cool. They just put like a plexiglass and it's inside the station. So they just like incorporate it.
I've seen that with like subway stations in Greek and Italy. Well, not been there, but I've seen photos. Yeah. And I've seen that too, like Yeah, like in Regensburg, because like when I lived in Regensburg in the south of Bavaria, that used to be like Rega Castorium Regna, like literally the Roman fort that was like the frontier of the empire. So sometimes you'll go down, they don't have like a subway system, they just have buses, but you'll go like down into you go into like a restaurant, and then like you ask where the toilet is, and to go to the toilet, you have to go like down into a cellar past Roman ruins, and they'll have stuff like blocked off behind plexiglass. There's like random Roman columns around the city, and I'm like, okay, we don't have this in Canada. This is nice.
I need to pee. Come on. That's pretty cool. That part is cool. And yeah, I think, yeah. But that's like, history, blah, blah, blah. That's
Yeah, of course.
Or
well, it's like in Germany, any place where any city that got bombed by the Allies, there's still the possibility of finding bombs. And so every now and then it's like, oh, we're diverting the train, or we are evacuating several city blocks for several days.
Wow. Very crazy. Well,
It is.
No, I never heard the bomb part, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, it's happened. I mean, in Frankfurt, it happened quite a bit. In Regensburg, Regensburg didn't get bombed. Like Regensburg has one of the few completely intact old city centers. Freiburg got hit really hard. The cathedral never went down, but a lot of the city did. And so a lot of times when they're doing construction, they'll find unexploded ordnance, and then they basically clear out everything from like a couple blocks around. And then once they cleared people out, then they call in their specialist bomb squads and they disarm them.
Wow. Okay, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty.
There's been a couple, I think there's been at least one technician killed. Like they are quite dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If they go off.
It's scary. It was scary.
If you look on YouTube, if you look on YouTube for Frankfurt, a couple years ago, they had one that they found in the river, and they exploded it in the river, and you can watch the explosion go off in the Mainz River. Oh, it's echoing.
Sorry, my bad. It was me. My bad.
Okay.
So they found one in a river.
Yeah, it was in the river. Like they detonated it I don't know if they found it in the river or they somehow got it in there, but they detonated it in the river instead of just disarming it, and you can watch the explosion on YouTube.
Yikes. Wow. Pretty cool.
Like they are really powerful bombs. They can level city blocks like these, like the World War II.
Like that's what they were throwing them for, just to destroy buildings for sure. It's not it's just fireworks.
Yeah. No, I mean, some of the stuff that happened, I mean, what happened in the Blitz was bad, but what happened in some of the German cities when the British dropped bombs was horrific. Like, we're talking huge firestorms that eradicated entire neighborhoods, literally sucked the air out of bomb shelters. Like, they would created like fire tornadoes in Hamburg during the bombing, and it literally sucked the air out of bomb shelters and people suffocated. Like, it's insane. So this is why Germans don't want to go to war with Putin. Like, they know what this is like, like.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. No, nobody needed one any wars because we know what's happening. We all know it's recent in a lot of countries.
Yeah,
and
like
we
Canada.
I was watching a documentary a couple of weeks ago about the Spanish dictator, Franco, blah, blah, blah. And my great granduncle was in the documentary because he was one of the guys that went to fight the Russians back in the day. This is like the third.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's the first. Well, he died already, but they say people don't have any fucking idea what that is. Like zero. Mm-hmm. So I know because I was there, and so not fun because they associate. No, it's like they take it like it's like Call of Duty, so it's all this fun and all this explosion, everything fun. That's not how it goes, dude. I remember that back in the day. I think it was the second Iraq invasion. How they transmitted like it was nothing. Like we're marching. Oh yes. That's not a war, dude. That's a video game. That's not how it goes. That's not how it plays. So but they do it like that because if people were really aware of what it is, nobody would support it. It would be huge. What happened back in the day would be announced. That's why there was so much opposition to it, because of course we were getting a lot of people dead. And now it's not even that. Now it's a guy in a computer that just send a drone or something. It's not so aseptic, you know?
Yeah. Well, my brother's getting sent to Latvia for a few months, and he's in the Canadian Armed Forces in logistics. So he's going to be in Europe, and hopefully he'll be okay. I get a chance to see him, actually. It's like, should I go to Latvia to see my brother?
Yeah, let me see. How far Latvia is? How far to the east?
Yeah, how far is Latvia?
Everything more there, more to the east than Poland. For me now is not a good idea. You know.
No.
So, well, no, it's not that bad. Oh no, well, it's yeah, no, it's over Belarus, so it has border with Russia. So yeah,
that's maybe he could come visit me.
Yeah, I would recommend that you go visit
What
him.
about Latvia? Since he has Dr. Doom protecting it?
That's for sure. Eh? That's why they took the name.
Huh?
That's why they took the name, Liberia.
Liberia.
Yeah. No, it's all the thing of the castles, all that. That's like very, very European.
Yeah.
Stuff, you know, especially in the east, because in the west, we have some castles. It's true, and there are some castles in Spain, but it's more like a northeast stuff. You know, like Switzerland has a lot, and Germany has a lot of castles, and all the lands you go there. Romania has a lot of castles. Bulgaria has a lot of castles. Hungary, all those countries are filled with castles, like very, 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 very old ones. And that's a little bit scary, especially like at night, stuff like that. I'm like to.
Well, a lot of people don't talk about, like, Germany also. Like, I just finished doing the unit on the Middle Ages with my students, and Germany has a lot of castles.
Yeah.
But, like, that people forget is, like, when people talk about, oh, you know, chivalry is dead, blah, 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 feminists, it's like, okay, chivalry was never a thing. Like, it wasn't a thing. If you were a knight, you were basically a violent armed man. You were basically a thug in the service of your local lord. And you were, sure, very polite to his wife, but you could do whatever you wanted with peasant women. Like, the whole mythos knights being like very romantic and very noble. No, they were basically soldiers.
Yeah.
They acted like it. They, you know.
They serve a king, and then that's what they did. It's like a big guy with a big horse and a big sword.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the ones in Germany were what they call the robber barons, where they would basically set up a castle, and anybody who went by had to pay them or get killed. Like quite a few of them. They weren't very nice.
That's true. No, I remember that when we did the Comic-Con here, when someone came to Ireland, we did one of the tour from Game of Thrones, because I thought, hey, dude, you're here, you need to do that. That's very fun. Yeah. And they took us to one of the stops was when they did Winterfell, the first season, because he told me, no, the first season was here, but the second season said, no, this is too complicated. Because of course it was a real castle, and you cannot touch this, you cannot touch that, you cannot put anything there. This needs to be cut. And they said, "Fuck this, we're building one," and so we do whatever they want, who we want with it. But they show us the real thing, and as I was, the guy was talking, he said, "Thank God I was born in the 21st century, because if I had to like ride horses and shit like that all day and walk, and there is no penicillin, and thank God you have an accident or something, because you're really because the only thing they did back in the day was just cut things up. That's what medicine back then, you know."
Yeah.
So I was like, no, thank God that I was born. this century that we have a lot of these things advanced a lot.
They had medicine, but like they didn't understand things. I mean, people in medieval period did take baths. They loved to take baths. They had bathhouses everywhere. But like they also thought that like that they did understand being clean and that if you were dirty, you know, like cleanliness was a part of health, but it was also like, oh, if you're ill, we should leech you, we should bleed you.
Yeah. You know, it was not a good time. Oh, good time. Yeah, good for the stories and the books and the movies, but like actually live with them, nah, I don't think so.
It was fun to tell my students about the plague, and I was like, and just like today, they had to close off the cities and keep outsiders away to prevent the spread of disease.
Yeah, and there were no masks back there, so good luck.
Yep.
It's like, man, was cool. Was a little bit crazy. Not these years have been a little bit really crazy. We're talking about one friend of mine that when we're older, we have a lot of fucking stories to tell, dude.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's his grandma talking about, you know, when they closed the world for 2 years. Yeah, I haven't told you that story.
I was just telling Eric, I got to like move in the pandemic. It's like, this is fun.
Move, like from place to place?
Yeah, like I moved from Freiburg to Villingen.
Okay.
In the pandemic. Like I had to look for a new apartment and like move like in the pandemic. Basically, I had like 2 weeks from the time I got like hired and then
move.
Like I did it. I got hired, found a new apartment and moved in like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Between cities. So, and like, cause like I had to be at the school and like I moved and like a week later I had to like be at the school to start preparing for like the new school year. So
yeah. How are the viewings? Because I remember that the most of them were canceled here. They tried for like a couple of months, but they said no, this is too much.
Like to find like an apartment.
Yeah.
You could go, but you had to just like wear masks. They could only have so many people at one time in the building.
Okay.
Moving, you could only have so many people like helping you move. Like it was a bit tricky. I was really lucky, but you know, like because I moved in the pandemic, the prices were low. So I got locked into like a pretty cheap rental contract.
Cool.
Landlords had lowered the rent. So even now that
nobody was renting, a lot of people just weren't moving back. That's what happened here. The problem here was that here's a huge problem with living costs. It's the biggest problem we have here in most of Ireland it is, especially if it's a city. And of course, as everything was closed, there were no students. The university was closed.
Yeah,
that's a huge part of the residents' need
of their economy, right?
Yeah. No, not only the economy really, but like of beds, of apartments.
Okay.
And students, and all the students of the university, plus also people that come to here to learn English or blah blah blah. So it's a huge contingent of people. So all those people were not here, and also as whoever was working was only working from home, so people started moving like very far away, because why you need to move close to the city if you're not going to go to the office? It's ridiculous. So that helped a lot. But as soon as everything opened again, the problem started. So because you can't give back the students, some companies are being stupid and are asking people to go back to the office, which is ridiculous. So no. And of course, you have the problem again, because of course nothing was built during that time because nobody was really working.
Yeah.
And now you have the whole issue with the refugees, because they want to bring a lot of refugees here. So of course, where you put them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's like in Canada now. It's like, oh, good. Like house prices are falling. Okay, but even if they fall by 30%, you're still only down to the level of 2020. Like that's how much house prices.
Yeah, that's how bad it's gotten. That's for sure.
Like, and like now in filling in, like if you're trying to find a rental now, like the prices have definitely gone up again. So, I mean, it was stressful at the time, but like in retrospect, it was not like the worst thing for me to find an apartment once I to get like a contract.
Cool. And now you're like stable there where you are now. So
yeah, I think so. I definitely need another bookshelf or two.
but that's
That has happened.
I was there for help you with your troubles.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, I mean, yeah, like now I'm settled in and it's a lot easier to work on things.
Oh.
And
No, we bought the house because we were tired of the whole bullshit of the casting and 50 people for one rent and oh, we don't call us, we call you, and I remember that there were times that they were like, okay, the viewing is on Monday from 10 to 12. That's it.
Yeah.
Say, dude, but I have to work. That's your problem.
Yeah. Yeah. In Germany, it's like there's like you basically submit your CV. Like you have to submit so much to try to get like a viewing, and then they'll tell you like, oh, well, you're coming at such and such a time, and these other people will be there, or we'll see you at this time, and just be aware we received 20 applications for our apartment, and so
nothing. He was like hundreds.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Crazy. Because I live in New York and live in Madrid. I live in big cities, but the things I've seen here, nowhere. Like 8 people sharing a room, I only see that here.
Okay.
Like, bunk beds of 4, 2 bunk beds of 4 people, and that's I rent you the bed. So what?
Jeez.
Crazy shit. Never seen that anywhere ever.
That sounds like China or like Korea, like really bad parts of Korea.
I think worse. With my wife from China, she told me I've never seen that here. so it's like, it's like crazy. Tell me that. So maybe it's Hong Kong, there's some parts like that, but that's Oh, that's what you were doing. Let me see.
Yeah. My phone
nice.
Red here, so
that's like an elf.
I like it.
What's a minotaur? What is that?
Body. Centaur.
Okay.
Horse body.
Okay.
It's from my comic Under Sagittarius. I have new pages, so I'm getting some new art.
Nice.
So my phone battery is like really, really low here, and I actually need to get ready for work tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
no, we do. We just say, hey, we finished 7:30. I guys think.
Yeah, it sounds good. It should be okay for 2 minutes, but if it beeps out, that's why. So.
Cool.
No. If you want to start, I can drop some links. I should have new pages for Under Sagittarius up in the next couple days here, and then also for my North mythology comic. So
No, for sure. What I was gonna do too, as I mentioned, I'm gonna do. Just give me some days. So I'm gonna send you guys some clips, and the recording is also there. If you just want the whole thing, you can have it the whole thing, and then you just edit out whatever you want. And I'm gonna send you the link for the camera. That's important. Good for you. It's gonna help you out.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. No, I got all my thumbnails updated yesterday, which Webtoons and Tapas both want 3 thumbnails and banners each, so that's for each project. So it's just sat down and did that, and
I haven't done any promotion or anything. I just wanted this to be just organic, just to talking, having a good time. Not pressuring. That will come with time. Now, no, that's just hey, free falling. If you want to draw, good. If you don't want, good too. So the idea is that you don't need to prepare anything. That's the whole idea.
Okay, good.
Just us talking, shooting the shit, having a good time. That's the whole idea,
All right, cool. I'll let
Eric is very concentrated. It's almost done.
Me? Yeah.
With there we go. I've been covering.
See you next week, Sonia. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
See you later, son.
See you.
Send us a picture of the thing. Send us a picture when you finish it.
will. It'll take some time. It's a lot of
No
coloring.
worries. No worries. No hurries. No hurries.
Much blending.
Cool.
I can show you the other one here I did.
What medium are you using?
These are alcohol. This is alcohol markers.
Okay. Let me stop sharing so we can see it better.
And then, like for this one, then I scanned it, and then in digital, I added like a frame and poster stuff to make it look like a vintage Chinese poster.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Sounds like one of those Japanese vibe to it, right? A little bit, no?
Yeah, there's definitely a manga influence. I do not deny it. And then this was, well, there it is. This is also alcohol marker, but on airbrush, it gets like a watercolor effect.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
The family of Minotaurs. Centaurs, sorry.
Centaurs.
Yeah.
So.
The mom did the kid.
Yeah.
Very cool. Nice.
Thank you. All right, I gotta go. My phone is definitely giving me flashing warnings of.
Take care, darling. I'm gonna send you the link for the camera, okay?
Thank you, and you too, Eric. Cheers.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Good evening.
Bye-bye, girl. Take care. Thank you for coming. Bum, 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 bum.
So,
Oh, brother. It's up to it with you.
next time we should like pick topics.
Okay.
Talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Elon Musk buying Twitter or like stuff like that.
I think that's gonna be fun for everyone, not for him, for everyone else. For him, it's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
I'm gonna be honest. Twitter is a cesspool, and anything that can happen to it is gonna be an improvement.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. It can go down in a ball of fire, and I'm totally okay with it. Like I do not care about that place at all. Well, it's not really a place, but I don't really care. Like if it's
it's interesting.
If it becomes amazing and awesome, which is really funny because I have been getting more. Like before, I would post something and I would get one like. Like I'm like, dude, I have like 700 followers, which I know is not that many, but I need like more than one like. Come on.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually like, I think it was because I was like either in purgatory or shadow ban or something like that. And now I'm getting like more like ever since the moment that it was announced, like automatically, like I started getting likes and I started getting retweets and I started getting like comments. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like
I can tell you, because I'm not gonna do it in the platform, but I can tell you that the same the one that we have, because I knew I worked for them for almost a year. YouTube, they all have systems to this is what we want to show. This is not what we don't want to show. This is PC. This is not PC. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like TV. It's like the advertisers. This is the people that, for example, I'll give you an example that the one that I know, one of the one that I know the best. YouTube, you have two main groups are the important groups. For one side, the advertisers, or the people who spend the money in publicity, whatever it is, video games or I don't know, whatever they are advertising YouTube, whatever it is. That side, that's very powerful group, and those want to be family friendly. So you know how it is. And from the other side, you have the big streamers. So people that have millions and gazillions of followers. Of course, if that guy is not happy and takes what happened with Rogan, and he takes it out of the platform, that's a huge problem for them, because that's a huge loss of revenue, huge loss of eyes lost. And engagement and traffic and whatever. So those are the main ones they do care. The rest,
pretty much.
noise.
But either that or like depends also like what your content is. Like if it's the
True,
content that
true,
they
true.
want to push at that month, you are golden. But if it's content that they don't care about or like goes against the message, you're screwed. You're gonna have
Yeah,
a hard time.
yeah, that's what I mentioned. If it's not something that, because it used to work like TV worked back in the day. It was
Hmm.
like, hey, what's the advertisers want? They don't want this. They don't want this. They don't want nothing controversial. They don't want nothing. They don't want to talk about race. They don't want, no, that's out. This is not, no. They want simple, easy, raw. This is the models. This is what we're supposed to be selling. So don't move too much from there because we don't, doesn't interest
Yeah,
us.
but that does work on certain platforms. It doesn't really work on Twitter. Like in Twitter,
Yeah,
they are always working on a loss. Like I don't know how the hell they make money, but they're always losing money. Dude, I found out that they had a head sensor. You know how much their head sensor makes a year?
mm,
He's a guy who basically censors people. You know
yeah.
how
Just
much he
create the
makes?
policies and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah. You know how much he makes a year?
no idea, but a lot more, a lot more than
17
me for
million.
sure. What?
$17 million.
Damn.
Dude, I would do that for $15 an hour on some Chipotle. Like, dude,
Damn.
th-
Wow.
that's a ridiculous number. Like,
Yeah, that's like
like
that's a big CEO number. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? That's
yeah.
like, yeah, big company
And that
number.
that position is going. That position ain't staying. Dude. That's not gonna go anywhere because
Gone.
that's like because the problem is that they have a lot of those positions that make a lot that that they overpay. Like that's a
Yeah.
ridiculous
Perfect.
number. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
$17 million dollars for a head sensor that does
Wow.
nothing really
Well,
because
he has to do something, but not that worth for sure. Not that worth for
hmm
sure. Not that worth for sure. No, and it's true
you
that
know
it's a complicated thing because, okay, what are you exactly? Are you a publication? Are you a Square? That's that's a problem that happens with the social media. That's not really, it's in a gray area. There's nobody really knows what they are because they know it's not a newspaper, but they know it's not like instant messaging. So it's like in the middle, and nobody wants to really enter and censorship because the First Amendment, blah blah blah, and
yeah
so it's that's what I say. For us, for everything that is out, good. For him, it's a mess because he
yeah
doesn't know what he entered in. That's that,
yeah
and because you
and
need to establish rules. Okay, because hey, I'm all against free speech, but I'm all against hate speech, for example.
eh,
For example,
eh, the
because
problem
you're
is that
doing it
what
for
is
free.
hate the problem is that what is
That's
hate
the
speech.
thing, and that's the problem. So how do we start? Who's the guy that's gonna start and say, okay, I don't know, symbolism or Nazi, blah blah blah. Okay, so a couple of them are clear, but then so people
Well,
are
there's
gonna be
ways
clever than that. So they say, oh, is inciting bias? Not inciting. So it's tricky. It's
there's
tricky. It's
way,
tricky. It's tricky.
there's ways to like hide that stuff.
Yeah, no, of
Like
course, of course, of course. Of course, YouTube,
like
what it does is just it marks. They have all those channels. All those channels have a marker. All,
mhm.
and the
So
content is limited, and they cannot take publicity. So of course, there's way to control it.
no,
But
there's ways for the if you're for example a neo-Nazi or something like that, there's ways to go around it without like using the keywords. Like for example, like if you put like three parentheses around something around a word, it meant something.
yeah,
Like
I know. They have to
yeah,
be
I
there.
don't know
But that's the
exactly what
thing. So
I'm not expert on that, but I know that there's
yeah,
ways
yeah,
around
yeah. I
it.
understand what you're saying. No, of course, a way to hide it. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
like
So, but it's a whole thing, and then you need to establish policies, and then who are you really to establish policy if you're not the government? Why are you telling me?
well
That's the thing. That's when
the
it
way
becomes really tricky.
the way I see it is that Twitter is a private club.
Exactly.
No
That's
one
the thing.
really has, like, only the people who run the club have the rules to run the club. If you don't like the rules of the club, don't go to the club. Simple as
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, and a
It's
lot of
like a
people are gonna
disco.
be
You
like,
don't
"Oh,
like the
Twitter."
music, go somewhere else. We're
Yeah,
not gonna change the
like,
music.
and yeah, and the same thing happened. Like, a lot of people are gonna say, "But I need this for, like, survival. I need this for my job," and you do. So what you actually really need is not one Twitter. What you need is like 10 Twitters. Like, one is Twitter, one is like Twitter, the other one is Hunk. I'm gonna actually start one that's gonna be called Hunk, and every time that you send a message, it's gonna be called a hunky. So
Hunk.
hunk, yeah. Look at all these hunkies here, like, sending hunkies in my
Yeah.
hunker.
No, it's been tried a lot. I remember that. I don't know about you, but from time to time, really, I don't know, every month, every 2 or 3 months, there's somebody saying, "No, this is a new thing, and this is only for creators. This is
Yeah,
only for artists." Blah blah blah.
yeah,
But there's
and they
always people trying
collab,
to create that, but
and
that's
they collab
complicated. Like, you need money for servers. You need money for coders. It's not that easy to
because
just start that.
it's two reasons. Reason number one is that this ain't easy. Like, as simple as that. The reason that Twitter is alive, it's a miracle. It
Mm.
runs, like I told you, it runs like on a loss, like, constantly. So whenever someone start trying to do something like this, they discover that this ain't easy. It's like comic book publishing.
Mm.
Like, at
Yeah.
one point I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I can publish my own books, until I tried it, and then I was like, it's eating all my time. Like, I'm here to draw, not to publish comics. I
Hmm.
would like it if people read them, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's why
I
you
feel
have
you.
to look. Yeah, that's why you need someone to do the publishing for you.
Hmm. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
at least what we're trying to build up, like community of people. It's not
yeah,
just us one guy that just doing it. You're doing it, and everybody else was doing something, or everybody else just drawing or writing. So hey, well, we can. Of course, you need a team. Of course, obviously, you always need a team.
yeah,
Always need a team.
because it's gonna be, it's gonna be impossible. There's only so many hours a day.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. And the energy is limited. You're not a machine. You cannot go 24 hours.
Yeah,
You need rest. You need to eat. You need to take a shower. Of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like drawing a comic page, it eats time. In the most grueling way possible.
Hmm.
Like, I love whenever I went to the school at MCAT, and literally everyone wanted to. We had a comic book major, like, within design, you could become a comic book major.
Okay.
Um, you know, and everyone wanted to be a comic book major until they actually tried to become a comic book major, and then they discovered that it was hard as hell. Like, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. It's draw a comic book.
Yeah.
It ain't easy. Or I'm writing it. Like, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was
No,
writing.
creating anything. I remember that. That's why sometimes I get pissed with people that they see something or they see a movie. Oh, this is shit. Blah blah. Dude, you know how much? Number one, the guy who created that, the guy or the girl, whoever created that, he didn't want to suck. So he put his time, his money, his energy that was to be good.
Well,
And
no one goes out. No one sets out to make shitty stuff.
exactly, except like trauma or stuff like that. But
Unless you're
that's
Trump, and trauma. To be honest, trauma works really hard to be that shitty. You know, I know those
so.
guys.
Yeah, that's number one. Nobody start with that. And number two, you don't know how much effort does it take to do
Mhm.
anything, anything. A video clip, a song, a comic strip, anything takes time, effort. You need to learn the skills. You need to work with a colorist. So this everything takes a lot of energy. So, dude, you just like, bleh. Like it's something you just try it out. It's like a piece of bread. No, dude, this is somebody put their life into it. I
Mhm.
understand that. Hey, I don't like it. Okay, of course, we all have tastes. or I say, oh, this should be, it could be a little bit better. Okay, I understand that, but the whole thing, the whole this feeling of entitlement, like, or if it's not at something that is excellent, perfect, wonderful, masterpiece, is shit. You're gonna have just two levels of masterpiece and shit. No, it's a lot of things in the middle. A lot of things in the middle.
Well,
So
the thing is that you also compare it to like the best things. Like when you go into this game, like when you start drawing a comic book or writing a comic book, you are gonna be compared to, Jim Lee, or you're gonna be
okay.
compared to Chris Claremont, or you're gonna be compared to, the good guy, the big guys. There's
Yeah,
no
the
way you
best.
can compare to those guys because those guys are those guys, and you are you. Like I'll never be Jim Lee, and I'll never be Jack Kirby. Um, no, but it's like whenever someone says like, "Oh, all manga is great." No, all manga is not great. You're just getting a very doctored version of all the manga that is being published.
Exactly. Yeah,
There's
go to
manga that
Japan.
it
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like it was written and drawn during an epileptic seizure. Like
Of course.
what the hell is going on? Like there's
Exactly.
good
Yeah.
and there's bad.
Yeah, of course. Like everything, for sure.
Hmm.
But even
The
even the guy that is bad, don't just destroy him. Like,
hmm
wow, this is shit. So no, hey, like it happens to me when I receive artwork and they say, oh, because the people are looking for a job, whatever. They say, dude, you need to work on your anatomy more. You need to work on your perspective more. I never say this is shit. Fuck you. No, dude. It's like, come on, this guy is trying. This is horrible. I think it's the worst discouraging thing you can do. Is that, dude, I understand. Okay, it's not perfect. It's not wonderful, as you say. It's not Michelangelo. It's not, but Michelangelo was one guy. One guy.
hmm
That's it. So relax. Hey, yeah, okay. You're trying here. I like here. I like the color, but you need to work on this. You need to work on that. This could be better because we're all here learning. We all want to improve for sure. And so it's and the worst part is that now with all I was talking about now with social media now it's very easy. It just takes 2 seconds. This is shit, death to the guys. Dude,
Oh yeah,
relax, man.
there's a democratization of work. Like you
Yeah,
can find all this awesome work relatively easy. Like that's why I'm saying that when you start competing, you're competing with the masters. It's
yeah,
not like before, like in the 80s, 90s. If you wanted early 2000s, I published in the early 2000s in 2001, I think it was, um, and it cost like $3,000 to make a 500 issue run, like 500 copies. It cost me
yeah,
$2,000 plus like 3 months of working. Um, and there was like getting a scanner. You had to get a computer. You had like, you know, and everything was slow and whatever. Now, like now, anyone can make a comic and
yeah,
publish it.
yeah,
You know, it's just not you with like $200, like $2,000. Like it's you with like nothing. You just need the. You can do it with a phone.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. And a printer, that's it. Yeah.
not even a printer. You can just
Cartridges,
put
and
it
that's it. Oh,
online.
well, you can get digital. Yeah, of course. You even
You
need
can
to
go.
print it.
You
Yes.
can go digital and like get it on Tapas or shoot Patreon or something like that. You
Yeah.
know, like again, it's just this all this competition. You are gonna have a lot of competition, and you better get ready for it. And I'm
Mm,
okay with that. Like
yeah.
I thrive on the competition. I thrive on the chaos, but a lot of people don't, and we should all get used to the chaos. You know,
Mm.
there's nothing that we're going towards it.
No,
Anyhow,
now it's part of the game. Yeah, you're not gonna change the whole system because it
yeah,
doesn't suit you for sure. For sure.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Anywho,
I, For me, it was the sagas of that was the whole. I remember when they tried to ban the guy from Game of Thrones. They said, "No, we want new directors to rewrite the ending because we don't like it."
What happened?
You remember back in the days when the because a lot of people didn't like how he ended Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Remember that they even collect signatures. It said, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't like it, don't watch it, don't see it, don't buy it. That's it. But just
Yeah.
don't tell me that. No, I want new writers. I want like
Well, I can tell you why they went so fast. Why the whole thing happened so fast. All the contracts were were expiring. You had, if you want another season, you're gonna have to make new contracts for everyone, and everyone is important at this point.
yeah, of course.
Too so
expensive.
that is gonna become like, you're gonna spend like what, $500 million on each episode, like for something that is gonna be super pirated. No, dude. Like,
Of course. At the
you
end,
know,
it's always the same. At the end, it's always money, dude. That's the answer for 95% of the things.
yeah. So
So yeah,
that's why they ended it so fast. Like, we have to do it.
no, and it's true that, for example, one of the guys that told me I was working on, he told me, dude, we were tired. It was like 6-7 years, no more, 8 years. That it's like all the time, like all the time. We're shooting at night, cold, the wind, the rain, and people were exhausted.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's not like, hey, we stop for a couple of years and then we come back together. No. It's like we stop for 1-2 months and then again, and then stop for 1-2 months and then again, and then of course we're exhausted. That's it, enough. And I understand it. I understand, because it's true that it's not the same working in a set that working in the wilderness. Working in the rain, in the mud, in below zero at night, of course. So, obviously.
Yeah.
and because I live here, so I know how hard it can get.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you do a year in, out, there comes a moment that's okay. I'm enough. It's not even a money thing. I don't want to do it anymore. Just please stop and let's do something else. So I understand it. So hey, but it was not perfect, but it was good. But like it's an ending, Hey, the guy who wrote it was okay with it. So for me, that's really the only voice that really needs to okay things. You created this. No, this is why you're gonna end it. That's it. It's good for you, right? Done.
It ended. Move it along. There's new stuff.
That's it. No, and I remember George was really intelligent, because he saw the backlash and said, "Okay, no, but the books are gonna end differently." He said, "This motherfucker knows what he's doing." I'm gonna say the same thing.
The day those books end, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, of course. No,
that guy is gonna take forever. Huh?
Yeah, no, and you cannot please everybody. It's impossible.
No.
Impossible. And if you try to work that way to please people, then you're not gonna. At the end, you're gonna please anybody. So forget about that. That's like doing the perfect thing. No, I want it to be perfect. So forget about perfect, dude. That doesn't exist. That's in your mind. That's a construction in your mind. Okay. Perfect is nature, and nobody really controls it. So no. So forget about perfection. So okay, yeah, quality for sure, good for sure. That you feel proud, yeah. But forget about this perfection thing. That doesn't exist. So of course, whatever you do, you're always gonna have critics. You're gonna always have people who don't like it. Okay.
Just the fact that that someone takes the leap just to like do this shit. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Just by doing it, it's just
No, I was flabbergasted when I saw that. I said, the balls on these people.
The what?
To say the balls on these people say, no, we want new writers, please fire this director, please fire. We want a new end. It's like I remember it was like Misery. You remember Misery, the book from Stephen King, the
Yeah,
movie
yeah, yeah,
from.
yeah,
You remember that was the plot of Misery. So
yeah,
you kill my character, you cannot kill her because
yeah,
I say so. Because I'm the reader, I'm right. I said, what?
yeah,
Woman, I write it. I do whatever I want with it.
yeah,
Why you don't like it? Tough luck. You write it.
yeah, yeah.
So
And
it's like
then
the same. Imagine, so now because of the internet, so everybody connects to each other. Say all these crazy people say no. Yes, she's right. You should have done that. Do it again. So, what?
and then they get to your house and hammer your ankles.
Exactly, and exactly. Hammer your feet. You know, it was. I realized that this is the same thing. That because of his now the internet is different. But I remember that one friend of mine told me that this is not the first thing that happens at all. It happened. The most famous one. It happened with Sherlock Holmes
Yeah.
back in the day. Conan Doyle was tired of writing of Sherlock Holmes, and he said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh no, I'm gonna kill him. This book is dead."
Yeah.
It was a huge. He broke the internet before there was even an internet. So I said,
Yeah.
no, 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 you cannot kill the guy. This is a very famous character. You cannot, and then he have to revive it. It's a whole thing. So this is not new. The new
Yeah.
is that we see it. It's something that is easily to see it because it's there because you have the
Yeah.
platform so to people see it. But it's not new. You know, it's like racism is not new. It's just been going on
Mhm.
forever. But now we see it. Now we saw videos. Now we see, okay. So you know,
Yeah.
of course, it's visibility. You know, that's what this has created these tools. No.
You just
It's been cool,
okay.
man.
I'm
Chatting.
almost done with what?
I like this character. It's like this is the kids of one of the kids of Kiss of what is it?
No, this is there's a lot of this is called a cadaver makeup. A lot of wrestlers use it. I would
Okay,
say that way too many use it, or use a variation of that. Yeah, there's a lot of them, like
too
from
many.
Sting to Thunder Rosa to like Darby to like. There's entirely too many people that use it. So it becomes a little bit of a trope.
A gimmick. Yeah,
Yeah. No, well, they work on gimmicks. That's the point. But the
yeah,
problem is that it becomes repetitive, and then you don't know which one is which one. Like every time that someone,
exactly.
like my friends saw him, and they were like, "Oh, he's doing a kiss thing," and you just said it right now. He's doing a kiss thing,
Yeah,
and it's
it's very
not a
similar.
kiss thing. Like it's just he's he started like a regular wrestler. Like he was his character was pretty voice whatever, and it wasn't like getting over with people. um
Okay,
so he came up with like this weirdo, like you don't know who Sven Gulli is, like just like a macabre person,
okay. Like the
um
Undertaker. I know the
like the
Undertaker.
Undertaker, but
That was one of the guys when I was watching
yeah,
WWE many, 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 many years ago.
yeah,
Was
he
one of the
just
things.
so what happens is that he came up with it, and it was like more scary and stuff like that, and then he
Okay,
started like smoothing it, and now he's a weirdo that goes
okay,
around, and he's a really good wrestler, don't get me wrong, but he's a comedy act, and he's really 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 likable, like to a
okay.
ridiculous level. Like do you know who Conan O'Brien is?
Yes.
He is like a mixture of Conan O'Brien with a demon. That's basically what it is.
Okay.
And like
Okay.
it's ridiculous and it's funny, and like he's very likable.
Okay.
Like everything he does, it's funny.
No,
Like it's
it's
one of
really
those
cool.
guys.
Don't get me wrong. The
Yeah,
the outfit is fantastic, eh? The
yeah,
color and everything is fantastic.
yeah. And like he just goes around, and then there's this other kid that supposedly is basically a teenager with a bad haircut. Um, and everyone likes him. Like I don't know why anyone likes him, because he doesn't talk, he doesn't do anything, he just appears and does his thing and leaves, and he's not very good at it. It's okay. Um,
Okay.
so now they are like they're doing the odd pair, the odd couple kind of thing, like the
Okay.
weirdo and the teenager,
The
basically.
likable guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and like so that's what they're doing now. Um,
And that's the
so yeah,
teenager in the back. The guy
mhm,
with the big hair. That's the
yeah,
teenager.
that's a teenager. Yeah, he's like,
Okay.
dude, I don't know how old he is. He looks like he's 16, and
Okay.
like and possibly weights maybe 120 pounds. Like I don't know how the hell he can like you have to curb
Don't
your
die.
yeah, like you're wrestling a guy who weighs 240 pounds, dude. Like there's
Yeah.
no way you can beat him for real.
That's for sure.
um no matter how good you are, like
Yeah.
he's
And to
still like
be ridiculously fast.
you no not even because like you can punch someone but you don't have the strength.
Hmm.
You can like if someone that weighs 200 pounds punch me, I'm not really gonna feel it. Someone who like I'm at 370 right now. Like if someone that weighs 300 pounds is not even that big to me, I can just like, because it
Yeah,
weight
exactly.
you become
Like a
stronger.
rock.
Yeah, you become stronger the heavier you are.
Yeah. A
If you
breeze.
can move. Don't get me wrong. If you weigh 600 pounds, your bones are gonna have a problem. But like if you can move and stuff like that, like it's
Yeah.
you can punch me. Like if someone like weighs 200 pounds punches me like 5 times, it's gonna be like one punch from me. Like it's not that they don't punching hard; it's that I just don't feel it.
Yeah. Exactly. It's
They
not
have
that
to
bad.
hit me like in the nose for me to feel it.
Exactly.
You know. So
Yeah. Oh,
anyway,
but hey, it works. It's good.
yeah, yeah, and I have to finish it and like add all the special effects and everything,
Oh, but it's
and
pretty cool, dude. Love the
I
coloring,
just
man.
yeah, just for fun and stuff like that. Let me see
Pretty,
if
pretty
I
cool.
can. Yeah, and I'm gonna see if like next time I'm gonna prep your pages and start working on them on those
Yeah.
freaking pages. Ugh. Well, no, I literally like I totally forgot that it was Sunday. Not that we had this meeting, I literally forgot that it was Sunday. Like, what the hell am I gonna draw? And I literally draw this like 20 minutes before. So like you saw it, like
No,
you know.
whatever. As I told Sonia, you don't need to draw anything if you don't want.
No,
Just
but I
want to
want to
talk.
draw
That's
something.
it.
Like I started like Danhausen started like here.
And then you asked, yeah, I saw that you changed the
Yeah, it
whole
wasn't work. It wasn't
focus
working.
and
It wasn't.
yeah, and the
Yeah, it felt
sumo.
very. Hmm?
But also you changed the posture too because
Yeah,
he has a more menacing one in the second one. Yeah, or like
yeah,
yeah, your face.
yeah. I wanted something more. You know, so I
Yeah,
wanted something more dynamic,
yeah, more in your
less
face.
static. So
No,
yeah,
it's pretty cool, dude. Fantastic.
yeah,
Very nice. Very
very
nice.
evil. Oh, so that's his thing. Like he says that he's very nice and very evil. Because if you are if you are evil but not nice, people don't like you. So you can be
Okay,
evil
that's a huge
and you can be
contradiction, but
nice, and
okay.
people will yeah,
You will put
and
nice.
yeah. So people
Okay.
send him human money,
Okay.
and like
Ridiculous.
he's a super weirdo, and like he lies at everything, literally at everything. His Wikipedia page says that he's 6'4" and weighs 300 pounds. No, dude, like this kid is maybe 5'7". Like,
Okay,
and he
so some
lies at everything, like blatantly, and it's hilarious, dude. Like,
having fun. That's it, man. It's
oh,
just
dude, no,
making pretend. You know what I'm saying? So why not?
yeah, no, but I'll send you some videos of him because he's very very enjoyable. He also like does some unboxing. He goes to comic book stores. He does cooking with Danhausen, which is he cooks the worst things. Um, like he goes and meets people, like, and he walks around like this. Like he went to the Alamo dressed like this.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
you know,
Nice. I didn't shoot him.
Yeah, people like he's a weirdo. He's a super nice guy, by the way.
No,
Um,
of course. It's just
but
a
he's
character, I suppose.
yeah, the character is a weirdo that just walks around and like curses people. He's cursing people right here. Like that's the move he does is like he goes like this and he's cursing you.
Exactly.
Like, it's
No,
it's not
that's
already.
something that
Hmm?
if you want to do it in the future, we can do also. We can bring guests and whatever, and talk with
Yeah,
them. And
yeah. I am
sure.
part of a, a a group of like wrestling artists. Some work for WWE, some work like me, like you know. I can tell them to come over and like we can sit down and like
Because some friend told me, no, if you're doing it, yeah, for sure. Come, tell me
yeah,
when you want me to go, and of course.
yeah. No,
So
eventually, yeah, and we can like make topics. Like I was telling you, making topics of like things that we can talk that happen
yeah,
during
of
the
course,
week or like news or something like that.
yeah,
And like people like chit chatting about stuff random like people. Do we have the? We need to start paying attention to the chat if there's anyone. I don't know if
yeah.
there's
There was
anyone.
somebody. There's somebody's been watching the whole thing, but I cannot because Twitch doesn't give me information. They're wonderful.
Mm.
So, but this person that's been following the whole thing,
Oh, fun,
yeah.
fun. I
So
should just
hopefully,
open it in another window and see what's going on, or just have it in my.
hopefully this person will say something somewhere. But if now he doesn't want to, okay, no worries.
That's fine.
Thanks for being there for sure, at least.
Yeah, yeah.
That's for sure.
Anyway, we are in Facebook too on YouTube.
Yeah, on the group that I mentioned, so you can invite everybody there because the best is a group, dude. Because if
Yeah.
you put in the page, we have the same problem as always. We need to promote, we need to spend money in publicity. So, no. Group. Everything
No,
group.
no, we can do it. We can do it like I'll next week. I'll bring more people. I'll tell people. I
Cool.
literally forgot that it was Sunday.
Yeah. No worries, man. As I told you, there's no pressure here. This is having fun. That's it.
Yeah, it's a good way. It's a good way to chit chat and like spend time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Connect.
okay.
So people can talk what we're doing, how we're doing. So as I mentioned, the Spanish one, for example, next week, Eduardo is gonna do some sculpting, some light sculpting. So okay.
Oh,
Something
nice.
he's working on now. So fantastic.
Nice.
So someone can rest. That's it.
I'll see if
And
I
then
can
I
drop
can
by
do
and see what's
some
going on.
animation one day for them. So whatever.
Yeah, that's always good, man. I'll see if I can drop by on the for the Spanish one then.
Yeah, it's always Fridays. All Fridays. 8:30.
Friday. Yeah, I totally forgot about it. I don't know the days I leave. I'll put it in the thing.
It's
Anyway.
2:30. No, it's 6 hours less for you, right?
Yeah, so it's 2:08 right now.
Yeah. So it's 2:30. Friday 2:30. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's easy.
Yep.
Okay, okay, man. I'm gonna get going.
You too. Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
I need lunch. I'll talk to you later, man. Okay.
Take care. Thank you, everybody.
No problem.
Thanks
See you
for
later.
everyone. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye bye.